W Morning Show.
So we're here this morning. We're in the Hendricks Training Complex. We're joined by Nebraska women's basketball assistant Shimmy Gray-Miller. We're going to talk a little bit about the Nebraska Post. The basketball season's right around the corner. You guys know your schedule now. You actually have a year to prepare for. So we're just going to talk a little bit about the Post and what you've come to know and love from Nebraska Post. So I won't talk too much. I'll just let you set it up for what we're going to see this morning.
Well, now that we finally know our schedule, we took a look at it and we see that we're still pretty much the most undersized team that we're going to face this year. So it's a good thing that we spent all summer working on our basic Sigma moves and our transition series. So right now I'll show you our Sigma series. So when you think Husker Post, you typically think Jordan Hooper, Kelsey Griffin, Emily Cady, Megan Williams, Katie Simon. Those are all undersized post players. So they're more stretch forwards than they are post players. So you've got to envision Neek being 6'5", and weighing, over 200 pounds, which is a typical Big Ten post player. And although Megan is about 6'2" and probably weighs about 160, you might think that that's big for a woman. Well, it might be, but it's actually really undersized for a post player, especially a Big Ten post. So what we do to counter that, because when you go 6'2" against 6'5", typically 6'5" is going to win. I think that's physics. So what we do to counter that are our post players, when they score down in the paint, we have to create space or separation from the defender. How we do that is a basic move that it's called the Sigma move, made popular by Jack Sigma. So all this move is our post player is going to post up above the block always calling for the ball with two hands. Never met a post player yet with one hand big enough to catch the ball. That's just not going to happen. So we post up with two hands, and you'll hear Coach Yori say a lot, show your numbers. So we're going to pretend like Nebraska basketball is really number 10. So I'm going to be out here, and what you'll see is as I make the pass to Megan, she's going to meet the pass. She's going to meet the pass with a 2-foot hop, and by doing that, she's creating space from the defender, and then to compound that with her outside foot, she's going to reverse pivot to create even more space. We'll show you that now. Ball. One more time, Megan. You really look at her feet, and you'll see how she creates the space. Now, what she's done is she's created just enough space for her to be able to get that shot out before 6'5" can effectively block it, okay? Now, 6'5" has gotten scored over a few times, so now Neek, as the defender, she's going to come out, close that gap, and challenge the shooter. So now what you'll see is we call this a Sigma rip. It's a counter move. Megan is going to rip low, beneath the defender's hands, and then she's going to drive to the basket. Ball. Shot. One more time. Shot. So it's nothing fancy, but as you see, it does require, that she really pay attention to her footwork. Otherwise, she could easily pick up a travel call for this. But this is our basic post inside move.
All right, so now we're going to bring the whole court into the equation. We're going to learn a little bit about transitions. So I'll get out of the way before I do anything too harmful here and just let you guys take over and show us what we got.
When you think Husker Post, you think length, you think long, you think versatile, you think shooters, you think athletic. Those are the post players that Coach Yori finds that fits best into her system because Coach Yori likes to run. That's a huge part of her offense, and her identity is the transition game. So therefore, we need intelligent post players who are athletic, that can get up and down the court, and that can also read the defense. It's very typical for a post player defender to run down in transition defense and then just camp out in the paint. That happens a lot. So we want to exploit that. So we'll have long athletic post players like me who are capable of getting a defensive rebound, kicking it out, up ahead, and then sprinting down the court, stopping at the trail spot, and then reading the deep. What you'll see is we'll do this a couple times, and Neek's job is if she's open, she's got to shoot. She's got to knock that down. And if the defense closes that gap, then she's got to be able to read the defense, shot fake and get to the rim, or else reverse the ball to Pat, where then she would go and set a screen. Okay, so what we call this are stretching the defense, stretching the deep. So we'll see it live in action. Trail! Okay, that's two examples of Neek reading the defense. defense. The first time, defense was camped out in the paint. She's wide open, so she takes the shot and knocks it down. Second time, defense makes the adjustment, closes out on her, shot fakes, and she gets to the rim. It doesn't matter if Jordan or Emily, Katie, they miss that shot 9 times. Coach is still going to get on them if they don't take the shot the 10th time. That's why she recruits these guys. She has confidence in them that they can read the defense and then effectively get our transition game going.
And mentioning people like Jordan and Emily, I mean, you see that they love that shot as freshmen. That's where they're at their comfort zone. Now you see them hungry to get in the lane, hungry to get to the rim. So it's reps like these, it's all these kind of words of wisdom that guide them along that way. So we've seen that progression, and we're looking forward to seeing more of it in Pinnacle Bank Arena this year. So that's just one of the inside views we're hoping to give you this year as part of Huskers W with the women's basketball program and some of the women's sports here in Nebraska. So thanks to you guys for coming in bright and early this morning and putting up with us. But for now, that'll be our last segment here for our morning show. So thanks for joining us. For Corn Fed Sports, I'm Pat Radigan.